Hi families and students, welcome aboard to our classroom on the boat. Today I would like for us to do an art project. And what I had in mind is for you to make something called a collage. A collage is where you put together a collection of pictures and clippings out of magazines or newspapers. For example, I've got a magazine right here that I got in the mail. Sometimes you have junk mail. These would be great items to use for our collage. What I would like for you to do is to cut out letters. Now, there's two ways you can go about this. You can choose a letter that you like. Say, for instance, a letter of your name. If your name were Frankie, then maybe you would find pictures of things that start with your letter, like fruit, and then you would look for a letter like the letter F right here, and when you find it, you cut it out. So families, make sure that the things that your child is cutting are things that are okay to cut. You don't want to be cutting into books, but old magazines and old pieces of mail, newspapers, those are great things to cut up. And so also, friends, remember that if you're going to use scissors, you want to make sure an adult is with you to help you and make sure that you're being safe. Okay? We always want to be safe when we're using scissors. So remind you to make sure your thumb is in the top hole and your fingers are in the bottom. And when you cut, you want to make sure your thumb is pointing up. Then I want you to try to cut out the letter that you want to do. And in my case, I'm cutting out this letter F because I want to make a collage that has to do with the letter F. So I've got my fruit. I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on here. There we go. And I'll put my fruit on here. And I will probably try to find some other pictures of things that start with the letter F. Let's see what comes to mind, friends. Oh, I could try to find a frisbee. Can you think of anything else that might start with the letter F? Yes, I could try to find a fox or a football. I want you guys to think of other things. And now I have all these little F's that I'm gluing on here. And that doesn't have to be perfect because what you're making is art. So there's no right or wrong way to glue on your page. But as you can see, there's my fruit. And then look at, I found 3 F's that I could glue onto my paper. Another thing you could do is you could just make a picture with all kinds of letters on it. It's up to you how you want to make your collage. I noticed that on this magazine there's some really big letters. Those would be easy to cut out. And I've got lots of good letters here. I've got a D and an E and an S and an M and an O and an I and an N. Oh, and look, I have 2 letters that were over here. So I'd actually could have a collection of letters going together. It's up to you how you make your collage. And families, remember that when you guys are finished making your collage, you can use it to go back through and identify the letters. Now, for children who are doing really well with their letters and know all of them, you could start actually trying to make words. So going back to my picture of that fruit, I have an F. I could work on finding the next letter in the word fruit. You could give your child a hint that it would be an R, and so then they could start searching and find an R in here. Oh, check it out. I found an R. So they could actually work on building a word instead of just collecting the first letter of their picture. So I found an R, and you could write it out for them so they know what they would need to look for. So on their paper, if you wanted to help them be able to write the word fruit, you could write fruit on their picture. You could write it with, I have it written right here, with uppercase. And you can also help your child out by writing it with lowercase so that they can work on looking for uppercase letters and lowercase letters to build their collage. So here are my two examples. So then your child, you could start looking for these letters to build the word to go with their picture. And they could make the word all over their paper. So friends, I can't wait to see what you create, what kind of collage you come up with. And I'm excited to see those. And until next time, have a wonderful day.